turkey time. Welcome into the Young Dad Podcast. As always, I'm Jay, and with me today is my handsome, festive, funny, beautiful co-host, A.A. Ron. How we doing today, A.A. Ron?
We are doing great. We are back in the saddle.
Back in the saddle again, back on the horse. Glad to hear it. Today on the podcast, for your ear holes, we have Thanksgiving traditions, season of giving, teaching giving, and name that character. So, as always, grab a juice box, grab a snack, and let's talk. Soak it in, soak it in. We love our live studio audience. Aaron, today is Wednesday, November 23rd. Tomorrow is Turkey Day. You excited for the big day?
Oh yeah, man. Second favorite holiday in the year. Lots of food, football, lots of family around.
Love it, exactly. So we're excited for the holiday season to go into full swing this week. And since it's Thanksgiving, it's the holiday season, I thought it would be a good idea to talk traditions. When you're raising kids, you try to find traditions to create positive, lasting memories around holidays and around family experiences because those aren't always great for everyone growing up, especially around the holidays. Holidays, for some, can bring a mixed bag of emotions. They can bring just pure happiness, and for others, it can be the total opposite and everything in between. So I wanted us each to share one tradition from our childhood that we remember pretty fondly, and then two traditions that we do for the holiday, specifically Thanksgiving, now. And I'm going to let you go first because, well, I can, I'm the host.
Yeah, man. So as a child, I remember my favorite part of Thanksgiving was the turkey bowl. We would get together as a family and we would either play softball or football, mostly football, but when I was younger, everyone was in shape and able to play. So yeah, things have kind of gone askew nowadays, but yeah, that was one of my favorite things looking forward to as a child.
Dude, turkey bowls are super fun. I remember even for me growing up, because I was raised in the LDS church. So every year, those are like a big deal. They're like super competitive. And so it's like planned out. They start talking about like 3 weeks ahead of time, like, okay, turkey bowls in 3 weeks, 2 weeks, a week. And it's huge. Literally, like 40 people show up. You have like just these games going. People are rotating. It's two-hand touch. It's crazy. It's so much fun. People are coming, they're going. It's literally like almost all the dudes, and while all the women are at home cooking. It's fantastic. So I remember playing in those. Those were super fun growing up. I didn't even think about that until you said it. For
Yeah, it's
me,
it's it was one of my favorite traditions growing up. It's just something that you can have bragging rights on for the whole rest of the year
for the
till the
whole
next.
year, and then
Yeah,
when you come back for Christmas and you see everyone, you're like, hey, remember when I moshed you for that touchdown?
yeah,
Just dead in the
yeah. Good time,
face.
good times.
Yeah, that's fun. And I also hate that you said like softball and other outdoor sports because I never got to do those growing up because it was always too cold or too wet.
Yeah, dude. In Southern California, we have the best weather.
Yeah, jealous. Very jealous. For me, this one is pretty simple for childhood memories, but I was like racking my brain and I'm like, what did I do for Thanksgiving that was special? All I remember was just going to like someone's house, eating, hanging out, and that was it. Like literally nothing else. So I just remember being at the table. It was usually just a lot of fun. There was board games, there was just conversation, just games being played, playing with cousins that you hadn't seen in a little bit, or other people you hadn't seen in a while. Extended family were in town. And for me, it was just going around the table and saying what you're grateful for. Like I just remember that because it was always like special when it was like your turn. Us kids would like fight over it, like, okay, who was sitting where, which way is it gonna go, who's gonna get to say what. Do I want to go first? Do I want to go last? Do I want to be somewhere in the middle? Kind of strategically planning it out, you know?
Yeah, and then you get bummed out when somebody takes your what you're grateful for.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
gotta think
exactly.
of
And you're
something
like,
else.
especially when it's like the person before you, and like, oh yeah, I'm grateful. Especially when you're like a little kid, you're like, I'm grateful for my teachers at school. One of the other kids says it, and you're like, well, you're all embarrassed. Like, I'm grateful for my teachers too, but it's no one's as excited about it. No, you don't get any awes or any like, aw. You don't get any of that like cool reassurance. You're just kind of like, oh, kid can't think for himself, can he?
Yeah, you get your shine gets stolen.
Yeah, exactly. So that was always the worst part, but I remember that as a kid. All right, so changing gears now. Currently, what's something that you do within your family with your girls, your wife now?
It's not necessarily on Thanksgiving Day, but taking family photos for like the fall Thanksgiving time. It's so much fun. Getting in the outdoors and just taking pictures, being silly, having fun.
I think you're one of the few men in America that will say taking family pictures is fun, quote unquote. So shout out to
Yeah, we
you.
usually we like to make a day out of it. You know, it's fun. The kids sometimes aren't very cooperative, but yeah, it's a good
You
time, man.
you've been conditioned well. Um, last year for me, it was last year was my first Thanksgiving where it was just me and the girls, and so it was hard trying to make new traditions or start something new. But last year around the holidays, I got really into baking and cooking like a bunch of different stuff, trying like new recipes and stuff. And my cinnamon rolls rock. I make the best cinnamon rolls that you will ever have. And so last year I was able to start that with the girls, mostly the older one because she's older, obviously, and she could help. But our new tradition now is making cinnamon rolls for Thanksgiving. So we obviously haven't made them this year because I don't have them this year for the holiday, but definitely something that'll keep going when I do have them. So, all right, number two for you, number three, I guess.
Ah, yeah, man. It's just cooking together. Last year was one of the first years we held our own Thanksgiving, and it was so cool to just be in the kitchen with my wife and just be silly and mess around and have the kids running through the house and listening to music blasting loud.
Nice. Probably some
Just
Bad Bunny, I assume.
yeah, something of that nature. Maybe old
So,
Spanish music. Yeah, man, it's a whole vibe. You just gotta live in it, man.
no, dude, I definitely get it. That was me last year. I definitely spent a lot of time in the kitchen, cooking, listening to music, just having fun with it, knowing that this food is going to be delicious and, it's something
Yeah,
special that I'm not going to do all the time.
I think that's our underappreciated quality. I think we're pretty good cooks, both of me and you.
Oh, yeah, dude, I throw down. I will throw it down in the kitchen. So, for my last one, and wrap us up here, this one's definitely not something that happens on Thanksgiving, but it happens around the time of year. And so I try to do it whenever it's out. But when you go to the grocery store and they have like that stand of like the pre-made bags to buy for like $5 or something or whatever, or you buy food to put it in the food bin up front kind of thing for someone else.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So we do it for back to school. We do it during the holidays, but I kind of made it more special to where, of course, the older one, because the little one was a year old last year. Now she's two, but um, I gave her the card or the money for it. She grabs it, she takes it through the line. She has to hand it to the person scanning stuff, hand them the money, and do the whole process of like buying it. And so then for her, it's special because she's the one that picked out that bag. She paid for it, even though it's my money. But she, in her head, she's paying for it. She's buying it. She's the one that's giving it to whoever it's going to. So I just think that's super fun. Last year it was picking out food from the shelf and putting it in the bin in the bag. So she got to pick out the food on the shelf. Like, okay, we got to get five things. What five things are we gonna get? And of course, there was some redirection on some things. Like, well, we can't get that because it'll go bad, or we can't get that, but we can get that instead. So That's
Yeah, I
something
love that.
super fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So those are our traditions. So you had, as a child, a turkey bowl. You currently do some cooking as a family. And then what was your last one?
Turkey bowl, cooking with family, and oh no, I think cooking with a family is the last one.
You said it doesn't happen on Thanksgiving. There's one more.
Oh, taking photos, family photos. Sorry.
Oh, taking family photos because you're a weirdo.
Yeah, man, it's nice. We drive up to Big Bear and make a day out of it. It's nice.
Okay, okay, that actually is pretty cool. All right, so we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about the season of giving. Do you guys want to know something I love more than almost anything? Is water. I love cold water from a reusable water bottle. I love water bottles that have an amazing wood finish. I love water bottles that keep your water cold for more than 24 hours at a time, even in the most extreme heat. I love shaker bottles. I love gallon water bottles. I love can koozies. I love custom dog bowls, shaker bottles, bedding, sheets, pillows, comforters, pillowcases, extra accessories, ice packs, tons of different gifts for him, for her, gift cards. You can get all these and save money at coldest.com. Coldest water brand, the coldest water bottle, the coldest dog bowl, the coldest can coolie, the coldest sheets, the coldest pillow, the coldest everything. They're all amazing and they're all on a site wide Black Friday sale right now. Save some money, save some extra money when you use code BALLBOY10 at checkout. You can get the new sports finish. You can get the 1 gallon jug. You can get tumblers, mugs, classic bottles, and can coolers, and so much more at thecoldest.com. Check it out. Use code BALLBOY. Use the link in our link tree. However, you want to get there. Thank us later by getting someone an amazing gift this holiday season, or treat yourself. You deserve it. You earn it. You deserve to have cold water. Treat yourself. Thank us later. Again, we have the best live studio audience in the entire podcasting business. No one else is as good as them. They are very giving. And it's the official season of giving. They give us their time, their laughs, their hands, clapping, cheering, all the above. So we want to talk about giving. However, the giving season, it lasts all year in so many different ways. But specifically this time of year, the holidays, everywhere you go this time of year, you can go to the bank, the store, the Circle K, just anywhere you go. There's a giving tree, there's a toy drive, there's food donation, there's book donations, there's jacket donations, there's blanket donations, there's pet donations, literally donation for pretty much any cause or household item you can think of. There's a need for it somewhere because there's a lot of need throughout our country, our communities, our world, even. And there's so many different ways to give back to your community, to your family, to the people that you love. So let's dive into that, Aaron, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
When you think of the topic of giving, where does your mind go?
Um, it goes beyond material things, and it's more of giving up myself to other people, or giving my time to other people, or helping someone do something that they couldn't otherwise do themselves.
Agreed, agreed. And I'm a lot the same way, just being raised in, church background. I'm an Eagle Scout. So that stuff was pretty much beat into me. And I know you're a lot of the same way, just being raised up in a religious background and whatnot. That's kind of just what you're taught growing up. Is like, hey, give when you can give as much as you can give because it's gonna do more good for those you give to than you just holding on to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can go a long way and bless someone with something that you wouldn't even notice if it was gone.
Exactly. Like just as I was talking about earlier, that $5, $10 that I give to Delilah to buy that bag of food and put those, 3, 4, 5 meals on the table for another family. That $10, a couple tanks of gas or a couple gallons of gas. Really, hindsight.
Yeah. No, it's a mindset that a lot of people don't have. It's a lot of people are in the mindset that I need it for myself, I need it for my family, but and realistically, when you give up things that are valuable to you to other people to help them out, it comes back tenfold. So
Oh, one hundred
it's
percent.
just yeah, no,
Like,
it's
yeah,
it's
that was $10. I could have used it for gas, but instead, I'm gonna help put 5 meals on the table that needs it more than I do.
yeah,
I have gas in my car right now. I can spare this, and like you're saying, it's a mindset. It's a mindset of you don't have to be constantly giving, giving, giving all the time,
yeah,
monetarily speaking. You can if you're
yeah,
able to, but you don't have to always, doesn't always have to be monetary.
yeah, and it's just a mindset of abundance, really. It's just more of a mindset of I'll give this away knowing that I'll be blessed with something back. Not even expecting anything, but I know something will come.
Exactly. You get what you give kind of thing. And
Yeah,
usually when you're giving and it's coming from a place that's well hearted, well intended, it comes back and it really does come back as more than what you gave originally. And there's a lot of ways that we can give without spending money. For example, like you're saying, you mentioned time. Time is one of those ways that we can give to anyone because our time's super valuable. We only have, you know, so many minutes, so many hours in a day that we can give. But when we give that to someone else to help them, let's say it's our neighbor and they're trimming their hedges, I don't know, or they're scraping off their car. We have 5 extra minutes. It's about to get snowy and cold here. Yeah, I'll scrape off and I'll help my neighbor scrape off their car while I'm outside. I mean, I'm outside anyway. I'm already cold. Might as well.
yeah, I know. I feel that a lot, and it's also another way to look at it too is you can choose not to give, and when I say that, I refer to negative things or things that'll drag you down or get you upset. So you can choose not to give your attention or time to that, and spend it somewhere else or use it as you may.
Exactly. Kind of put it in places where it's going to be the most valuable to yourself, you know. And time time's limited. We only have so much time that we can spend. And I think that's one of the greatest things that we can give to especially our families this time of year because it's busy. I mean, it's a really busy time of year. Almost feels like it's busier than summer because there's so much crammed in between Halloween and Christmas. In 2 months, there's 3 holidays. There's all this traveling, moving around, days off, different things like that, running to the mall, running to this store, shopping online, wrapping this present, decorating, and all those things. So there's a lot of things that take up our time this time of year. In addition to all the stuff we were doing before the holidays, school, if you're in school, your family stuff, work. But outside of time, what are some other things that our listeners could give without spending money?
I'd say your attention. Just like we've talked before on this podcast. Giving someone your active listening. And making sure that they know that they're being heard. It can go a long way for someone that's been having a rough day or
I agree, especially this time of year. I mean, with daylight savings time, seasonal depression creeps in for a lot of people. The suicide rate and spikes during the holidays, especially in older adults, especially the right now the baby boomer generation is a very high risk population during the holidays for suicide. it's a topic that's not really talked about enough during this time of year because we're so focused on the holidays. We don't really want to think of those negative things, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely, and it's one of those things, it's just you don't know what anyone's going through, and so you can choose to be a light, instead of being negative and looking at things a negative way.
Exactly. You can be someone who lights the candle instead of someone who blows it out, is a good way to put it. So there's, active listening, your time, your attention. Those are all just some really great ways to give without spending any money. You can also do service. I think service is a great way to also just be be giving because it kind of takes time, but it also takes your effort and your energy. Scrape an extra windshield, shovel your neighbor's driveway, do something kind. If you see your neighbor hanging up lights and you have the time to go help hang up lights, go help them hang up their holiday lights. Just, really small little things like that. Because, like you said, you don't know what someone's going through. And those lights, your neighbor probably just wants to get them done, but they're going to mean so much to their kids and to their family. And
Yeah, man. Plus, I mean, with the way things are now, times are tough. People are losing jobs or getting laid off, or just and situations aren't what they've been before. So people are going through a tough time, and maybe giving a gift basket to your neighbors. That's something I remember as a kid we always used to do, but it's something I rarely see now. It doesn't take much to go get together like $10 or $20 worth of groceries, put in a basket, give it to your neighbor.
yeah, and then even then, it starts to ripple. Remember like it was very common before COVID, but you would boo your neighbors at like Halloween. Like you would take a plate of cookies, the little note saying you've been booed, boo two more people in the neighborhood kind of thing.
Yeah, no, it's something I think we've gotten away from as we get more indulged in like technology and stuff. It's just the little knickknack things that used to make America so awesome and great. It's been lost.
Yeah,
We're
it
so
made it
caught up in everything else.
it made the community more like together for the holidays. You could be like, "Oh man, I'm gonna go look at this person's lights," or now it's almost like uncommon to be willing or wanting to be like, "Oh, you're doing something and you look like you need help. I'm not gonna help you. I'm gonna walk the other way. I'm gonna give you a second look or the time of day." And
Yeah,
so
and it's
that.
unfortunate. Oh,
Oh no, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. No, I'm just saying it's unfortunate, man, because it that really does improve all kinds of situations. I mean, you could live in a terrible neighborhood, and if you were able to create a community with like 5 or 6 different families, it could change the whole vibe of a neighborhood. You could bring a good sense of community and form your village, as they say.
Yeah, and like you're saying, it doesn't take much. There's Dollar Trees in every neighborhood. Go to the Dollar Tree and grab 5 boxes of candy. Find a holiday boo card. And if you live in apartments, stop at 5 random apartments. Leave it on the doorstep. No context. People would be like, "What the heck, a candy?" And this no. Oh, that's a fun idea. I'm gonna post it on my social media, and
Yeah, and it catches like wildfire.
yeah, it catches someone else's attention, and then it moves on, and then suddenly you're spreading all this holiday cheer, you know, and it like you're saying, it catches wildfire, it creates a ripple, and that's really why we give. That's why it's so important to give is because you don't do it for yourself. You don't give for yourself because it takes effort out of yourself. It takes your energy, it takes your time, it takes your mind, it takes all aspects of you to give. For me, I give for the other person to help them because they need what I can offer them more than I need to keep it for myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's what makes this whole season so special. It's the season of giving. It's everywhere. Everyone's being touched by it, and whether you choose to receive it or not is up to you. But it is everywhere. You know what I mean? It's just promoted everywhere. It's all over social media, and it's some of it is in vain, unfortunately,
unfortunately.
but I
And
mean, it's there's no reason for you to use that as a reason not to do it. You know what I mean?
exactly, there's so many different affordable ways that you can give to someone else. If you go to church, there's likely going to be something that you can do there to help. If you are in any kind of community program, volunteer your time. That's a great way to give. Just to find something that works for you, your schedule, your budget, and run with it. I love that idea of buying that I came up with, of buying your gift basket, but minimize it. Go to the dollar store, buy 5 candies, find a holiday, find a holiday note to pay it forward, and do that. That's $5, 10 minutes. Like, come on, who doesn't? There's some people that don't have $5. I get that, but print the note, have a friend print the note, a neighbor, someone print a note for you, cut them up, go put them on doors. 10 minutes. That's it. You're giving. You gave your time. You gave the effort to put a smile on someone's face with a silly note. Any last thoughts for the listener, Aaron?
Yeah, just be someone that you would love to be next to. You know what I mean? Be that person that you would love to have in your community.
I love it. We're gonna take another quick break, and we're gonna come back, and we're gonna talk something for the parents about more giving. Do you want to give someone just an amazing gift this holiday season? Well, let me help you out. Someone that loves to cook, loves flavor, but doesn't love all the extra things that come in your normal store bought seasoning? That's why Danos is amazing. Low sodium, 0 calories, all natural ingredients, 4 amazing flavors. Original, everything bagel, spicy, and chipotle. It's all natural, it's low sodium, it's Danos seasoning. Yum yum. Get you some. Use our link in our link tree. Use our code BALLBOY at checkout to save some money, support your favorite podcast, and to give someone some amazing flavor this holiday season. And staying on the topic of giving, want to jump into how we can work with our kids and teach them giving. Because personally, and I'm pretty sure you're in the same boat as I am here, but it's super important that we aren't just raising our children to become teenagers and to become adults and then to throw them out into the great big world that is out there. But we're responsible as parents to raise, shape, and mold our into children, into good teenagers, into good adults who are good humans at the end of it. I think that's kind of the whole end goal here. What do you think?
Yeah, man. I mean, like we said earlier, being brought up in a religious background, it's force fed to you. Just being a good part of the community, and being a good role model to those that are around you. And I think when you have kids, it's kind of natural for you to lead their way, and show them what you've already learned, and help them become a good member of society, and help them make things better for wherever they are, whatever community they're in, or even just being around family. Instead of being that bad little kid, be a good kid.
Yeah. Don't be the one that's screaming at Thanksgiving for more whipped cream on their pie.
Yeah. Yeah, be the one that's trying to console that kid and tell him to calm down.
Or be the kid that's, saying, "Hey dad, when you have a second, can you get me some more whipped cream for my pie, please?"
Or just be the kid that's just in the corner grubbing on the snacks he's not supposed to be having.
honestly, honestly, that's probably both of our youngest kids, honestly.
Oh, dude, I don't doubt it. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I I see it vividly. So some of the parents out there are probably thinking, well, that's all great and stuff that you're telling me, to teach my kids to be giving, but how do I do that? Because they don't do that. So what are some ways that you have done, or some things that you have done, or might some other parents do to teach their kids how to be giving?
Um, for me, it's whenever we go out, it's something that I encourage my oldest to do. You know, the youngest one that I have right now, she's not really impressionable for that stuff, but
Yeah,
um, you know, I
they're
try
two.
and urge my older daughter to give the extra that we have, or if we go to I don't know, like a fun place where they can play games, and they have these cards with credits on them. I'll make sure to buy a bunch of them. That way, when we're done, the card will have like, 20, 30 credits left. I'll tell her, like, go pick a kid, just give it to the kid. And, she looks forward to that now. I don't even have to tell her anymore. She's just so used to it now. Like, it's little things like that that make them look forward to giving.
Exactly. And I do pretty much the same thing, just between when we're picking out school supplies at the beginning of the year, grabbing some extras. Like, hey, we're gonna grab these extra and we're gonna put them in the bucket up for the bin up front for the extra school supplies for kids who are in need. And the first time doing it, it came with a lot of questions like, why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? And it's taking that chance right then, not just to say, oh, we're doing it because we're supposed to do it, but to explain to your kid who's asking why. So obviously they have some concept and idea of what you're doing, and taking that and actually giving it a real answer instead of just saying, oh, we're just doing it just because. It's saying what I answered for me personally was, well, we're doing this because there's other kids whose mommies and daddies might not be able to afford all the school supplies that they need because for whatever reason, and we can afford ours plus a little extra. So we're gonna give back the little extra that we can because we have all ours and we can give more. So that's what we're gonna do, and that's why we do stuff like this because we can do that and we can help those who need the help. And so it's doing things like that. And so I definitely 100% agree with that. But I also think it's goes beyond that. It's when they're at school, when we're not there, it's saying, hey, don't be afraid, if you see, it's constantly telling them the same like thing. It's repetition, especially when they're, our oldest are, 5 and 6. So they're mine's in kindergarten, yours is in first grade. And it's constantly telling them, hey, if you see a kid sitting by themselves at lunch, go be that kid that sits next to them, or go play with the kid on the playground that's not playing with anyone. Be that kid. If you see someone's having a hard day, ask them if they want to come play with you. Ask them if they want to come sit with you at lunch or recess or whatever. And, go out of your comfort zone to be nice to someone. Help them if you see they need help. It's just constantly giving them that repetition and motivation to do it. I think is another great way to kind of instill that to where when that time comes, they'll almost hear your voice in their head saying, "Oh, that kid's sitting by themselves. Dad said to go and sit with them, so I'm gonna go sit with them," kind of thing. So that's one of my
Yeah, and
strategies.
I mean, for me, it's more of like just shaping their mindset, and like with my daughter, I've noticed like just the whole thing you were talking about, like how we have to give because some people are less fortunate, and just instilling something in them that reminds them that just because people are less fortunate doesn't mean they're not as important or as valuable as you are. You know what I mean? And I see it's
Exactly.
gone a long way because my daughter, she's always bringing it up like, oh, that person is less fortunate, but it's in a more compassionate way. It's not, oh, that person's ill, that person's less fortunate. Like I always like, it's more of a no, I want to help them. It's like
Yeah,
she'll
it's
point it
coming
out,
from
and
more of a place of empathy.
yeah, instead
And
of like, oh no, I have this, I'm better. Like that's something I never ever want to have my kids, have
yeah,
that
it's
kind of
like
mindset.
because you're no different than them. That could be us tomorrow. Don't take what you have for granted.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Um, and it's sad too because not too many kids nowadays get that. I see it a lot. A lot of kids are just so quick to flash what they have and compare, and that lifestyle is so empty. Like it just leaves the kids wanting for so much.
exactly. And
It's like when
that's,
you
yeah, no, I agree. And I think it's a lot of it's in the parents' example was my next thing because kids will reflect or repeat what they see. They mimic. It's like, oh, well, I see my mom and dad flashing their stuff, their new phone, they're this, they're that, and showing it off to their friends. So I'm gonna show off my new things to my friends. And what kids don't understand, and when parents are doing that, what they're missing is that, oh, my kid has that, but there might be other kids at school that don't have that, you know, like you know what I'm saying?
yeah, no, it's something that I've used as a tool. Like I come from, you know, not super poor. We weren't very poor, just middle class, you know what I mean? Didn't really
Yeah,
have,
same. Yep.
we had what we needed, but not what we wanted, you know what I mean? Kind of
Hmm.
thing. So, my daughter gets a constant reminder from me of most people, I just, I'm always telling her, I didn't have that as a kid, or, I wish I could have had that. And then I see it really affects her, and she'll really start to process it and think about it and be like, oh yeah, like, I guess it is, I'm lucky that I'm able to have this or to do this.
Exactly. And
And it,
there's a way that you can say that to your kid as a parent. Instead of saying, "Oh, you're really lucky that you even get to have this," instead
yeah,
of
no, it's,
opposed to saying it like you're saying it, where it's like, "Man, I'm so glad that you get to have this." When I was a kid, I didn't get to have this, but it's really cool that now that you get to have this because you know, we're lucky, we're fortunate that we can do this and that we can have these things.
yeah, I mean, it's just a way you can, it's a tool for you to use. You don't have to shove it down their throat and, force feed them to be grateful. It's not going to work like that.
No,
But just showing them by example, like you're lucky and I'm glad you get to have this, but you could, like you said, we could end up, less fortunate tomorrow. I could lose my job or break my leg, not able to work, and then we're in that boat again.
yeah, exactly. Knock on wood, you know. And so, that we kind of, touched on it, but it's so important for kids to learn how to give, and it's so that they're good people. They're not, chauvinistic. They're not super prideful, egotistical. It's so that they're humble, they're kind, they're empathetic, and that they're someone that other kids want to be around. You know.
Yeah, it's and see that's another thing. Like it doesn't really pertain to giving, but it's more of that, like how you said earlier, just be that light in somebody else's day. If somebody's having a bad day or somebody's getting picked on, like, step in and be that light to save them, or that's how you make a friend for life. Or
Exactly, exactly. We want to teach our kids to go and light someone else's candle, not be the kid that goes around blowing all the candles out.
yeah.
So, no, I love that. Any last thoughts on this for the parents out there?
There's no right way to do it. It's just got to come from a place of compassion and really just wanting to genuinely instill um, these these traits into your kids. You know what I mean? Just you can't force them to learn it. They're never going to learn it that way. You just have to lead by example and just give them life lessons through your actions.
100% agree. It's all in your example as a parent, and it's all about the place where you come from. Kids can tell when it's coming from a place where it's being forced upon them, but when it's coming from a place where they're getting to choose and be involved and make the decision and call the shots and be involved and show that they care about it and that you're giving them that space to learn about it and grow into it. I think that's when you really get your kids to buy in. And of course, every kid's going to be different. You know your kid better than anyone, so you know how to get them to that point. So do it. Set the example, raise some good humans. We need more good humans in this world. And it's up to us as parents, especially of our younger kids, or grade school kids to set that example. And it's never too late to teach your kid giving, and it's never too late for you to start giving and to start teaching your kids that and to set that example. Even if they're grown, you can still set that example. It's like, oh wow, mom, dad really come around. It's never too late. It's never ever too late to reset the example for your kids, because they're going to see it and they're going to reflect it, because they're just going to be so proud of you and they're going to want to mimic you. So just always remember that. There's so many different reasons to celebrate Movember. For guys, we get to grow awesome mustaches, awesome beards. If you're not a bro, you don't have to grow to save a bro. You can move 60 miles throughout the course of November. You can also launch a fundraiser on Movember.com. Head over to our link tree, the very first link, Movember. Our goal is to raise $500 to help bring awareness to men's suicide, prostate cancer, and testicular cancer, and to help bring awareness and help those we've lost who can't help themselves any further, but we can help prevent it from spreading further. Men's suicide rate in the United States is 4-1. Other countries, it's as high as 60-1. One man dies every minute of every day around the world. Every 60 minutes, there's 60 men that die by suicide. That's one suicide a minute. That is too many. Help us end it. Go over to our link tree. Even $10 helps kick us off, get us started, get us moving in the right direction so we can help support men. Men support men, help support Movember, launch more amazing projects to help in your community, my community, and around the world, to help people plan and to help bring more awareness to men's mental health. Yes, the audience read their programs that were sitting on their seats before they walked in. We're into a new segment. This idea has been on our idea doc since day one. I wanted to play this for a while, and I finally squeezed it into a doc. I don't know why I didn't sooner, because I make all these up for us. So that's on me, and I apologize to myself. So we're going to play a game called Name That Character. Super excited. I love the idea of this game. We're going to theme it to heroes. I recently just saw Wakanda Forever. Rest in peace, Chadwick. And that has me feeling pretty superhero-y. So we're going to give each other up to three hints that the other person has to guess who the character is within those three hints. We're going to keep it competitive as well. So also, listeners at home, you guys keep track of your points as well. If you guess it on the first hint, you get 3 points. If you guess it on the second hint, you get 2 points. If you guess it on the third, you get a point. And if you can't guess it at all, that's negative points. Aaron, you ready?
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
All right, you're going down, son. So, this Marvel superhero, super sarcastic.
Um, I can't get any more.
He wears a suit that's main base color is red.
Oh, it's Iron Man.
Eh.
No way.
All right, you
Okay,
got one
next
more
hint.
clue. You got one more clue. And their eyes are covered with their suit.
Hmm. Oh, I have it on the tip of my tongue. Is it Deadpool?
It is Deadpool.
Oh, nice one. So what is that? That's one for me. One for
That's
me.
one for you.
All right. So here's your superhero.
Okay.
He is a scientist.
Are we in the Marvel or DC universe?
Marvel.
Okay. Scientist. Doctor Strange?
No.
Okay.
His emotion affects his state.
Oh, the Hulk, Bruce Banner.
There you go.
I forget he was. I forgot he was a scientist. My mind instantly went to Iron Man because you just said Iron Man, and he was a. Um, because Iron Man's also a scientist of sorts. Hulk, and I get 2 points. Haha, sucker. All right, next one here. This Marvel hero does not have a common skin tone.
Oh, that's. uh, I don't know. You need more.
He is not from America.
That doesn't help at all. Um, uh, Thanos? I don't know. He's purple. Or he's not a
No,
hero. He's not a hero.
he's not a hero.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna need one more hit, man.
Okay, he has claws.
He has claws.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. You haven't. You won. You win this one.
Ah, it's the Black Panther.
Oh my! Uncommon skin tone because he's black.
Well, I didn't know how
That's
to
messed
say
up,
it. I
man.
didn't know how to say it in a way that wasn't saying he's not white because I would have gave it away. But when I say uncommon
Oh my
skin tone,
gosh!
you could
Yeah,
think of Thanos, Hulk. There's a bunch of them that don't have a common skin tone.
yeah. I guess. Yeah, I guess his skin is what is it? Vibranium. They
Exactly,
have
he's
a
basically
yeah,
vibranium.
yeah.
So, well, no
All right,
spoilers,
all right.
but it is not him anymore in Wakanda Forever.
Mm.
So now you're at
All
0
right.
points.
So you your next hero is a billionaire.
Billionaire playboy philanthropist Iron Man.
Yeah, that's it.
Ah, I knew it. That's a plus 3 points for me. I'll take it. All right, your last one. This is your chance to come back. We're currently sitting at 5-0. Just remember that. And this one is not a superhero. This one is just a hero from both our childhoods. Okay, so you get an extra hint.
Got it.
Okay, you should be able to get this one. This hero wore a green suit.
Mm, is it the Green Lantern?
No.
Mm,
Next hint. He rode in huge machines.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to take
Okay,
one more hint.
last one. He appeared in about 200 episodes of of the millennials or of a millennial's favorite TV show.
I don't know, dude. I'm blank.
Come on, you know it. You know it.
Green suit rode in huge
Green
machines.
suit rode in huge mega machines, and he appeared in 200 episodes on this super popular, especially to our generation of millennials, TV show. He was the first person to wear this green suit.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to tap out.
Oh, you just broke all the listeners' heart. It was the OG Green Ranger Jason David Frank, who, may he rest in peace, recently, earlier this week, committed suicide at the age of 49. So yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to Jason David Frank. You know, he was always my favorite Power Ranger. He was the Green Ranger, he was the White Ranger, he was a Red Ranger. You know, he was like Power Rangers for, you know, so many better part of a decade. So um I watched Power Rangers growing up. I love that show. So I just wanted to shout out the OG Green Ranger, and you know, may he rest in peace. Him and Chadwick,
Yeah,
the Black Panther. So
rest in peace.
all right, your last one.
All right, so this is gonna make this one a little bit harder for you since you're up by so much.
It's
So
only 5-0.
this superhero is a World War II veteran.
So you think I'm gonna say Captain America, but I'm not, because I'm gonna say the Winter Soldier, Bucky.
Wrong.
What? Okay, give me the next one.
This superhero is the icon of America.
Oh my gosh, it is Captain America.
Yeah, you should have trusted your gut. You would have had it right.
Well, I thought you were trying to trick me because Bucky's also a World War II veteran.
Yeah, see, I knew you were gonna catch that, but
Captain America is my favorite superhero too. Oh, I let myself down. All right. So, in case you guys weren't keeping score at home, listeners, I won 7 to -1.
dude, you
Aaron,
got to
what?
give better hints. You got to give better hints, man.
I gave very specific hints. They were very specific.
Okay, he appeared in 200 episodes of a millennial's favorite show is not a good hint.
It's a great hint.
No, because it's not a good hint.
Great hint. I can't just say Power Rangers. Can't make it. Well, next time I'll make it easy for you. We'll do this again because this was fun. Aaron, what did you learn today?
That it is free to give. That it costs nothing to be a nice person.
Agreed. And I learned that I should probably just trust my gut, especially when it comes to Captain America. Just playing. No, in all seriousness, you know, I learned that giving does more for you than it does for others. It was great to explore that topic, and that was a good time. Also, that we are both fantastic cooks, and you are a simp for liking taking family photos. That's all I
Hey,
learned.
man, all I'm telling you is you have to come and experience it. It is so much fun.
Just I had family photos, man. Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future, I'll let you know. You can pencil me in for never. So thank you all for listening. Whether you're listening on Spotify, Anchor, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts, or even on YouTube, we thank you so much. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit all the bells so you never miss an episode on your favorite platform. Make sure that you anything else, Aaron, should they follow us on all our social medias?
All of them.
All of them at Young Dad Pod, Twitter, Instagram. You can find us at ballboymedia.com. Make sure that you guys have a happy and a safe and a fun and enjoyable, relaxing, gut busting, delicious Thanksgiving. Goodbye, and we will talk to you next week.
Happy holidays.